Well, howdy folks. Here we are out in the desert again, and today we are headed to Little Blair Valley. I haven't been there in a coon's age, and I am going to do something a little different today. I'm not going to do any videos of me driving on a dirt road or do any drone footage, but today is a kind of a different take on photography in the desert. And what I'm going to do is try out my MoveShootMove Astro tracker, but I'm going to use it in a panorama mode and do a long time lapse and see if I can pull that off. And then I'm going to shoot infrared with my Olympus EPL8, which is converted to full spectrum, and we're going to put different colored filters on there and see how we can make things look. And then I have basically what's a crystal ball, and I'm going to do some lens ball photography, and then that looks pretty cool. And then I'm going to put the drone up really, really high, and we're going to take some photography from above. So that's going to be a little different. And then, of course, the standard, maybe a short little gimbal hike, you know. And also, I'm going to make it a point, this video, to use my new Mkii microphone that I got. Because the last video, I hardly ever used it, and it sounded terrible. But we're going to try and slow down everything and do it proper, or at least try to. And so when I get to my spot out in Little Blair Valley, I'll bring you in. So I'll see you then. So here's the setup for the Nikon doing a time-lapse landscape panorama, I guess you say. And we've got 958 pictures to go, and it's moving from left to right. So we're just going to let that run. I got to put a white something over it to keep the camera somewhat cool. But here we are. This is Camp Ride Along, and this is where we're at. Got some yellow jackets that are bugging the heck out of me. But other than that, I did fly the drone. I won't say what the altitude was, but here's Camp Ride Along. Camp Ride Along right here. Beautiful day, photography wise. Got some big puffy clouds growing there. And then we got these high clouds, cirrus clouds I believe. So photographically a beautiful day. The sun's not beating down on me like it's gonna turn me into a raisin. So that's good. So now while the camera's going, I think I'm gonna go see if I can find myself a rattlesnake. What do you think? Let's go do it. Look at this here panorama. Holy moly, it sure is pretty. Got the clouds up there. Beautiful day in the desert. So I went walking right up along the line of the boulders there. No rattlesnakes, no lizards, no nothing. But then I am not stupid enough to actually go climbing on the rocks and sticking my hands in little crevasses, which makes me an asses. And yeah, so no snakes here, but I know they're out there. They're watching me. I can tell. It's a conspiracy. Look at those beauties right there. Wow. kind of a pinky purple. That is really pretty. So, taking the S2 highway out of Ocotillo, California, the more north you go on the highway, the more cactus flowers there are right now. Although, my route is going to take me back to Ocotillo. Well, I came from up in the mountains, so I'm actually doing the big loop. Alpine, California to Julian, California, out here to Shelter Valley, Blair Valley actually, and then straight ahead, taking the dirt road that goes up and around those mountains there, and puts me in Big Blair Valley. I'll show you some shots of that when we get there. And from there, I'm going to hop on the S2, and then I'm going to go look for maybe a couple more places to walk around and just check out. So far on my list, I've done my high altitude drone photography, and I'm doing my time-lapse wide angle panorama. So those two things off there. I want to do the lens ball photography, but right now I got to find some kind of a tree or something to protect the lens ball, because I have this suction cup thing that attaches to my tripod, and I put the lens ball on the suction cup, and then I use another tripod and I shoot through it. But a lens ball can start a fire, and I'm afraid it's going to melt the suction cup. So we got to find some kind of a tree or something to play around with that photography. And once I do, I will show you that setup for sure. And then we got some other stuff to do. Definitely going to kill the whole day out here, I'll tell you what. But those clouds really starting to look pretty. And I think my landscape panorama is going to turn out to be pretty darn cool. So we'll see you in a bit. Check out that big thunderhead, and you can see there's some rain coming down out there. And to my right is one heck of a thunderhead. It's turned into the anvil, so it's got to be 40,000 feet up there. And that dude straight ahead hasn't quite gone anvil yet, so I'll give her 30, 35. What do you guys think? Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe I get rained on in this poor little cart and get the dust taken off. That would be outstanding. So here's that big giant thunderhead, Thundar, the barbarian. Look at that anvil up there. That is really quite pretty. She's going up and up. I can see it growing as I sit here and watch. It'd be neat to see some lightning go bzzz. There, got it. Did you see that? Yeah, got me some lightning, baby. So this here is Big Blair Valley, and really nice place to camp. Some really nice Astro photos off, possibilities off to the left, and there's even better spots than this one where I'm kind of parked at right now. But amazing place, and oh, guess what? I think I see a Mylar balloon. Uh-oh, I think we're gonna have to go pick it up. What do you know? Go figure. But anyway, this is Big Blair Valley, and I would imagine during the wet years, oh so long ago, this was filled up with water. And during the last superstorm that we got through here, it did fill up a little bit. You know, there was some water out there, but dries pretty fast out here, because you just leave a prune out here and it turns into a raisin within a day. And so same with people too. But anyway, Big Blair Valley. So here's my basic setup. I got one tripod, and you can see this dude is right on here, and it's not catching fire, so that's pretty good, even though the sun's out. And then I got my EM1X and the 40-150 f2.8 Pro, and I aim right through. And the goal is this here, which is really, really cool. This is the only
feature out here in the desert like this. It's like a soft spot got worn away. And I'll show you the shots that I came up with. Not exactly happy, but I got to improve my technique on some of this stuff. So checked off another box for the day though, and by the by, it is 96 degrees Fahrenheit out here. It is pretty dang warm, and I had the clouds over me for a bit, and it was really nice because there's a wind coming up from the south. It's kind of a cool breeze, if I guess you could call it that. But off we go. Well, I think that's about it for the day. Just finished up the lens ball, crystal ball photo shoot, and you've just seen the results of that. So I think it's time to go home because it is really hot out here, and I need to go find some cooler weather before I melt. So thank you for coming along on another ride along with Randy, and I'll see you on the next adventure.